Welcome to VSB News Online for Friday, September 18th. I'm Peter Cattell. The recent row over the recruitment of school-based therapists would never have happened if politicians and parents had read or listened to the statement put out a month ago by the Department of Health, warning that some posts had been vacated and that everything was being done to mitigate the disruption in service to students. It was made public by the local media at the time. To set the record straight, here's Brian Darby.
The Ministry of Health, Seniors and Environment has confirmed that 7 therapy positions are under active recruitment, only 2 of which are vacant. Of the 2 vacant positions, 1 candidate has been identified for occupational therapist and may be filled permanently by November 2015, and the department is aggressively looking for a relief for the other post. Of the 5 remaining recruitments, 3 advertisements have already been posted and closed on September the 9th, and work has commenced on advertising the other 2 recruitments. Recruitment of permanent post holders can typically take 6 months. In the past, some therapist posts for special needs and early interventions have been difficult to fill and required overseas advertising. The department is encouraged by local applicants responding to recruitment drives, as it speeds up the recruitment process when candidates who must meet requirements can be sourced locally. The department is also taking steps to ensure that employees will be in place before any therapist post is vacated. Brian Darby reporting for VSB News.
There has been a buzz of interest created by the America's Cup banning coverage by local drone operators, either public or private. And the main question has been about what rules and regulations are applied in Bermuda by the civil aviation authorities. These details were given by Peter Adhemar, head of operations at the Department of Civil Aviation, and he shared them with Brian Darby.
Airspace in Bermuda is a domain of the UK. It's controlled by the governor, who designates the Department of Civil Aviation through the director to legislate and put into effect all the rules.
Well, that's quite serious.
Yes, it is. It is serious, yeah. Everyone thinks that once you get in the air, it's all free and you can do what you want. And
exactly.
Free as a bird, but that's not the case. It's like there are rules and there's standards to be adhered to. So
my serious question then is, are your local hobbyists obeying those?
We've got a degree of compliance, yes. People who are serious and who want to use this equipment to run a business, to do photography and real estate and various other things, work for government agencies for tourism and things, they have gone through the process that we put in place to certify them to be able to conduct this operation throughout the island for hire and reward. In other words, they're doing a form of commercial air transport.
Right. And would not normally be rejected if that was their wish?
Well, yes, it depends. We set certain standards that they have to adhere to. They have to produce a document which details their procedures, their safety procedures, how they're going to communicate with air traffic control when they're up near the airport. Are they medically fit to do it? Because it has to be line of sight, so
right.
It's no good having a blind person doing this. They wouldn't be able to have line of sight. So we require them to get a medical to guarantee their fitness to operate it. They also have to demonstrate to us that they can control it and land it and fly it.
On a daily basis, will they have to tell you what they're up to? Or?
No, not at all. The only time they need to tell anybody is when they're operating within a defined radius of the airport. Then they have to coordinate with air traffic control, because the biggest risk we see is, from the aviation safety point of view, is a collision with an aircraft.
Now, 400 feet is what you set as the
max altitude that they can fly them to. Yeah.
How do they know that they're at that height? Can they measure that?
They can set their equipment can determine that.
Okay. So far so good. People have to do, isn't it?
But it does take skill. There has already been very many serious injuries all around the world caused by these flying objects. Yeah. And there's also been one collision with an aircraft already. Fortunately, the aircraft won. Eventually, this is my opinion, only my opinion, I think there's going to be such a serious incident that they will be banned.
Several times a year, the Leahy Clinic sends highly qualified physicians to Bermuda to engage in free health fairs and provide hands-on advice to local patients. It is a remarkable gesture, and tomorrow it will happen again when the Women's Resource Center in the Charities Building on Point Finger Road hosts another free fair from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. It will feature breast cancer expert Dr. Rebecca Yang, who was asked if she would be bringing hope with her.
Definitely hope in this day and age. The advances in treatment have really improved survival tremendously. Also, the education regarding the use of screening mammography has been very crucial in the reason why survival rates continue to improve every year. Part of it is because with early detection, that means you catch it earlier in the stage of development, and then also the advances in our care have been tremendous over the past 10 years.
We had a controversy here about how many years you could let it lapse when you got a little older, and I think a year, 2 years was given, and it caused a bit of a fuss. What do you feel about that?
Well, I think actually the number one risk for breast cancer is age. So as women get older, the risk of getting breast cancer goes up. So we actually think that if you're a healthy woman, should continue getting mammograms. You know, there's no upper age limit at this point.
So don't stop.
Don't stop. Yes, keep getting them every year.
It may have been a matter of cost. I think sometimes people bother about that.
Absolutely. There's always the issue with cost benefit, and because the healthcare system is getting overloaded more and more, we're finding same thing in the U.S. I mean, it's still
look after your own health.
Exactly. You have to be proactive.
Also on hand will be Dr. Dina Marie Garcia Bannigan, who deals with osteoporosis, a major disease in Bermuda among seniors, but capable of being treated and cured.
Yes, it is, and throughout the world, osteoporosis, because it's a natural part of aging, it's something that's going to happen in men and women, especially as the sex hormones decline, estrogen in women and testosterone in men, and as there are natural and induced challenges to the immune system. It affects men and women worldwide. I don't have exact numbers in Bermuda, but as the general population is aging, then this is definitely of concern.
What can you do about it?
So osteoporosis is easily identifiable, manageable, and treatable. So first of all, see your doctor, go for your routine screenings. When indicated, when a woman becomes postmenopausal, a man is of advanced health, or other medical issues are identified, then we would recommend bone density scanning, a special x-ray that looks at the thickness and the density of the bone to let us know if there's thinning of the bone called osteopenia, or an actual advancement to osteoporosis, which is holes or pores in the bone. It also can be treated, number one, with lifestyle. This is actually one of the reasons why I'm particularly interested in this disease, is that lifestyle is always the number one therapy. Diet, exercise, staying active, and smart behaviors to keep yourself safe.
Very little is known about the health of dolphins, especially the deep water dolphins that have been found to favor the waters off Bermuda. So, it has made perfect sense for researchers to study the shallow water dolphins that are living at Dolphin Quest in the dockyard for clues and data. On his last day here, Texas A&M researcher Andreas Fallman and Dolphin Quest senior researcher Lottie Rintnink demonstrated one device for measuring a dolphin's breathing characteristics as part of a program sponsored by the Bermuda Aquarium.
That's exactly what we're trying to understand. So we have a lot of data and we have a lot of information from animals in Florida, and these are shallow diving animals, and we're trying to then compare it to these animals that dive much deeper. These animals dive to 900 meters and the ones in Florida about to 6 to 10 meters. So what is the difference between these guys? They forage, they find fish at completely different places, and then we're trying to understand what are the differences in the makeup of these animals. They're the same species, but they can do these completely different things. It's absolutely phenomenal. So the animals you have here in Bermuda are very interesting from many perspectives, because they can do these very unusual things. These are super athletes. The ones in Florida, we probably, couch potatoes.
Is Bermuda their home?
This is one of the questions we're trying to answer. We're trying to find out what is the home range for these animals. Do they migrate to different places? Where do they go during the day, at night? How do they forage? Where do they forage? What do they do?
Why Bermuda?
Because of these dolphins.
Yes, but why what do they find here?
Good question, very good question. It's probably, this is an isolated group. They are probably...
Not too many predators, maybe?
No, not too many predators. They are alone. They have a lot of food. It's an interesting place because you have this pedestal that Bermuda sits on, and it's very deep water. There's probably a lot of food available, and it's far away from competition. It's far away from a lot of predators. It's far away from, and this is also something that we're trying to understand, it's far away from other populations that you can have exchange of disease. So on the East Coast, we had an outbreak of morbillivirus, and these animals here are probably protected because there's not a lot of exchange.
What is it about dolphins that turns you on?
My goodness, they are just such amazing creatures. The fact that we know so little about them, yet everybody seems to love them and be fascinated by them. I'm sure I share that with pretty much everybody else in the world. And so that was my main reason of wanting to learn more about them and work closely with them, yeah.
It's a sensitive subject, having, I say, dolphins in captivity and dolphins out in the free, but having already talked to Christine today, it's quite obvious that you guys get together and have respect for each other.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the opportunity that we're able to provide having dolphins in human care for people like Dr. Fallman here, he is able to gather information from our dolphins, knowing that these dolphins are healthy because we give them checkups every single day, and knowing that that data that he is gathering with our dolphins, like you just saw, is reliable information and creating baselines to know even what to compare the data from wild dolphin populations to. So, yeah, we are very grateful that Dr. Fallman is here, that we can provide that for him, but also that he can then provide us with the information that he learned so that we can use that to, you know, further improve and develop our healthcare program for our dolphins. So everybody benefits.
And we'll be back with more news right after this.
The Marketplace Food Court is you and your family's one-stop shop. Start your day at the Breakfast Bar with omelets made to order and traditional Bermuda codfish breakfast. The chefs will cook lunch and dinner to your liking. Along with the salad bar, sandwich bar, sushi bar, and fruit bar, the Marketplace Food Court is your kitchen away from home. Every day is hassle-free with nutritious meals from the Marketplace Food Court. Visit us 7 days a week. Homemade cooking, quality service, all at prices you can count on.
There will be a poignant scene at Warwick Camp on Sunday afternoon when the Royal Bermuda Regiment invites former members of the regiment, the Bermuda Rifles, and the Bermuda Militia Artillery to attend a special service of Thanksgiving and a homecoming reception starting at 4 p.m. as part of the regiment's 50th anniversary celebrations. The service will be attended by current service persons and is open to all former serving members of the regiment and its predecessor units. The National Hurricane Center has given a disturbance just east of the Florida Peninsula a 40% chance of developing tropical characteristics over the next 5 days. As the system is expected to move northeast at the same time, that would put Bermuda under the long-term prospect of experiencing some kind of involvement, and the situation bears watching. At the same time, Tropical Depression 10 has developed between the Lesser Antilles and the Cape Verde Islands, and is being given a better chance of strengthening than the depression just ahead of it, which is dissipating. And now we turn to Earl Baisden with the latest from the sports desk.
The same day, Cleveland County announced a lifetime ban for Jason Anderson. Results from the disciplinary hearing held last night at the Bermuda Cricket Board states that Anderson has received a lifetime ban from all cricket. Anderson, formerly of Cleveland County Cricket Club, has been found guilty of a Level 4 offense, which is 2.4.2 of the Code of Conduct, which means physical assault of another player, and has been given a lifetime ban from all cricket and any involvement in the game of cricket in Bermuda in any capacity. Meanwhile, George O'Brien of St. David's Cricket Club has been found guilty of a Level 3 offense, which is 2.3.2 of the Code of Conduct, threat of assault of another player and has been banned from all cricket for a period sufficient to include 6 Logic 50-over matches. The date to be confirmed is the start of the 2016 season. Back on September 14, 1955, a group of Bermuda footballers representing Bermuda internationally for the first time in football, when the Bermuda Football League All-Star team took on Ubrick Track Football Club, who were the football champions of Philadelphia at the Conemack Stadium. 60 years later, and only 6 of the players in that team are still alive. Eugene Gilbert, Townsy Russell, and Leroy Burns were joined by longtime friend Billy Richardson, who was not part of the team but was playing at the time, looking over pictures and talking about the time in Philadelphia as well as football at the time.
Yeah, you know, one thing I thought about Sparks now, it's like my boy Humble, he used to play for Devonshire Lions.
Right.
But
see, he's got on his Devonshire Lion outfit. Represent. But he
talking football to me is Devonshire Lions.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, this is a pick side. From Sunset Eagles, Premier Juniors, Devonshire Lions, St. George's,
Wellington Rovers.
They were a different team. Hey, on the field, we were enemies. See, we won hate. But since they whistle blew for the end, everybody eating steaks. It's not like nowadays you gotta leave that
area and
go back home.
Right.
But we guys stayed there. And,
I was talking.
Hey, and we were off the field. We like family.
Right.
So we tell you too, but next week, look, boy, I'm coming for you. And we was like good war on the field. And again, finish, man. Just buddy, like you said. Today, still friends.
But being, I think it was a historic thing. I think we were the first team to go abroad to represent Bermuda, first soccer team to go abroad to represent Bermuda. And I just thought we was all going, passing off. So I said, let me get the last 6 together and see if we can have a little talk.
Dean Stevens from Willowcotts was today named the Logic Premier Division Player of the Week. Making today's announcement was Fiona Holmes of the Bermuda Cricket Board.
On behalf of Logic and the Bermuda Cricket Board, I would like to congratulate Dean Stevens of Willowcotts Cricket Club for being the Logic Player of the Week this week. Accepting the award on his behalf is Mr. Dexter Baisden, President of Willowcotts. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay.
On behalf of Dean Stevens, who's really worked very well this season in training. I mean, he's done some outstanding things with the bat and the ball. So on behalf of Dean, I'd just like to say thank you, and thank you, Logic, for providing internet and cable vision, everything you're doing for the cricket, because cricket definitely needs some help, so thank you again.
Baisden was asked the effect that missing Deontay Darrow and the fact that Devonshire Recreation Club will be missing Chris Douglas, both of whom are abroad in school, will have on the match.
There's some big shoes to fill, Chris and Deontay, but what happens here is more than likely I think Rec's going to bring in a youngster, and we're going to bring another youngster in, so it'll be balanced.
Tyler Smith competed in the 16-19 Junior Elite Triathlon World Championships in Chicago yesterday, and after almost a 2-hour delay due to a storm that brought strong winds, rain, and even hail, the weather forced the organizers to change from a swim-bike-run format to a run-bike-run format over a 5K, 20K, and 2.5K distance. The change did not suit Smith well, as his run at this level of competition meant that he trailed the leading group off the first run by some 1 minute and 24 seconds, finishing in a time of 16:20, which put him 61st out of the 74 competitors. Smith's strongest discipline is his bike. Pushing hard suffered a puncture on lap 2 of the 4-lap bike course, and once a rider is passed by the lead group, they can't continue, so he was pulled from the race. Penny Simmons continued competing during the International One Design World Championships, where he moved up 1 spot at the end of the day's racing yesterday. Simmons started the day 12th with 40 net points. When sailors came off the water on day 4, having sailed 3 races, Simmons had moved up to 11th with 56 net points. Patrick Nisbet continued competing in France at the Campion International Horse Jumping event. On day 3, Nisbet competed in the Table A 1.40 meter class. He finished 28th riding Quavadez Hayatez Z. The pair recorded a time of 97.33 and they had 19 penalty fault points. The Golden Oldies ruled this week's Argo Group Summer Series Triathlon Super Sprint at the Clearwater Beach last evening. In first place and by some distance was Neil de Saint Croix, who clocked 23.46. Kent Richardson was second, clocking 25.55, cycling on a mountain bike in preparation for next week's Exterior Worlds. In third place was Tim Palmer, who held off Otis Ingham by 9 seconds. Palmer clocked 27.03. Lindsay Palmer was the first female finisher, clocking 28.33, which saw her finish 7th overall. Claire McDevitt was the next female finisher, clocking 29.42, crossing 10th overall, and finishing 12th overall was the third female finisher, Zoe Roberts, who clocked 30.15. In the shorter race, Roy Fleming finished first, clocking 21.52, with Ethan Thompson in second in 22.49, and Harris Fleming finished third in 25.22. I'm Earl Baisden reporting for VSB Sports.
Looking at the weather for Saturday, September 19th, there will be sunny breaks with a few showers. Winds will be southeasterly, light to moderate, veering southerly and moderate overnight. We are expecting a high near 84 Fahrenheit and a low near 77 Fahrenheit. This weather forecast is courtesy of the Bermuda Weather Service. Thank you for watching VSB News Online for Friday, September 18th. I'm Peter Kitzel.